What's up guys, how's it going? This is my review of the 2006 Eclipse GT 3.8 V6, obviously. I've had it for about almost 4 years now. I put about 140,000 miles on this car. I know pretty much everything about it. Replaced the clutch, I've replaced pretty much everything on this car. And I just want to kind of give my review of the car since I've had it so long. And if you're, looking for a semi-cheap car to modify, this is probably a pretty easy attainable car to get. I know they didn't make many V6s 6 speeds, but you do occasionally find them, and they're not that expensive now. This being the 2006, you can probably find these 2006 Eclipses around $4,000 to $6,000, and for that price range, it's not that bad. Stock, they have around 260 wheel horsepower, 270 foot-pounds of torque. I have the cold air intake, and I also have full catback exhaust, which is basically a straight pipe. I'm probably pushing around 270 to 280 wheel horsepower with around 280 foot-pounds of torque. It sounds pretty decent. It's got a real mean scream to it in high gear, high RPM. Has the Rossford Fosgate system in it still, and the CD player doesn't work, but like all of them, they all go out for some reason. I never use it. I have an auxiliary cord, but yeah, it's a pretty cool car. If you were to compare it to any other car, the same year model, it compares to the 350Z, except for the 350Z is a rear-wheel drive 2-seater, but power-wise, they're around the same. This has got a little bit more torque, and it's a little bit more peppier off the launch. The 350Z's just got longer gears, and they're good for top end. But yeah, I've raced a few 350Z's, and I've put about 2 cars on them. It just depends on the driver, and it depends on the year model 350Z. If it's an HR or the rev up motor, then they'll definitely beat you. But anything under the I think it's the 04, you pretty much can walk. But yeah, this car is pretty quick for what it is. I wasn't expecting it to be any quick. I just bought the car to build my credit and to get me to work and back. My girlfriend also drives it, hence all the fucking scratches and everything on the car, because it sits so low, and she's so short, she can't really see. So when you tend to hit curbs and shit when you can't see. So yeah, but overall the car's held up pretty nicely. I haven't had to do any major work on this car. That is the main pro of this car, is that I have not had to do any major work on this car. The timing belt, everything is held up. I've put over 120,000 miles. I'm actually about to replace the timing belt and water pump. I've already taken a look at it. I took the cover off, and it still doesn't even need to be changed. So it's a pretty decent car. I can't ask for anything else out of a car. It's lasted. It's done everything I've needed and asked out of it. It's a fun car to drive, to take up to the mountains. It handles nicely. I'm on TN springs, but it would handle a lot better if I had the upgraded shocks and struts. That's for sure. Maybe some coilovers. I suggest that if you're going to lower this car, don't just get springs, because the stock struts and shocks and struts do not last. I just replaced the fronts because I blew out pretty quickly because I have speed bumps in my neighborhood, and they're already almost about to go out, and I've only put probably about 10,000 miles on those shocks and struts. It's just I got very aggressive springs, and they tend to wear out those shocks and struts if you're going over bumps constantly every day. But yeah, if I were you, I would definitely upgrade the entirety of the suspension, not just the springs. But overall, it's a very nice car. It is worth the money. I only spent $9,000 when I first bought it, and that was 4 years ago. And so it's definitely, been money's worth. I haven't had to spend any money, and it's a decent looking car. A lot of guys don't like Eclipses because they are considered girl cars or whatever. And I guess that is true with the convertible. You do see a lot of girls in Eclipses, but you don't see many girls in V6 6-speed Eclipses. Because for one, they're not hard to get, and they are hard to get, and for two, they're pretty aggressive. It took my girlfriend a while to get used to this car because of how aggressive and torquey this car is when you're driving. But yeah, overall, this is a very fun car. I recommend it to anybody who's just, you know, getting into cars and wants a car that's decently cheap and, you know, easy to modify. You don't really need to do much to get this car around 300 horsepower. All you have to do is upgrade the headers and the exhaust and the intake and maybe get a little tune, and you'll be looking at 300 wheel horsepower, almost 300 foot-pounds of torque, which is pretty nice in a car like this. You know, it is pretty heavy, but, you know, you can take out the leather seats and whatnot and throw in some lightweight bucket seats and shave probably 400 pounds. And, yeah, it's just a nice car. And if you have any questions or comments about the car, specifically mechanically, about, you know, working on the clutch or working on the timing belt or water pump or any of that stuff, or for one, how to change the spark plugs, because to change the back spark plugs, you got to take the manifold off. Just FYI, that's a very major pain in the ass to do. I had to find that out the hard way. But anyways, yeah, if you have any questions or comments about this car specifically, just hit me up in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, until the next video, I'm about to buy me a 370Z, so stay tuned for that video. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Tired. I've been changing the oil and working on this car all day. But anyways, yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just hit me up in the comment section below. Until the next one, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.